Most people who live in Massachusetts have at least one paranormal story they like to tell of something that has happened to them when visiting the city of Salem. The historical city by the water is known for its ghost tours, and any photo you take is usually filled with hundreds of orbs. My story is a little different. What happened to me occurred when I visited the City of Witches on what is usually the busiest night of the year. Do you believe that everything that happens can be easily explained? Or maybe, do you think our experience is beyond our understanding of how our world works? Stay with me as I sew a soup cozy and tell you what happened one Halloween night in the most famous city that knows how to celebrate this crazy holiday. My husband and I spent our first official date on Halloween night in Salem, Mass., the one city you can count on pre-COVID, for hourly witch tours, countless tarot reading rooms, and large crowds eager to have a good time. I thought it'd be fun, just a short drive for us, and there would be lots going on, and we could stroll, and most importantly, people watch. I have to admit, however, I was worried because the city on Halloween night is really packed and really crazy. Now remember, this was pre-COVID. Everyone is usually dressed to the nines. The vibe is very young. It's very spooky, very drunk, and loud. People come right up to your face. They're crowded. It's usually a lot of fun. I remember Dan picked me up wearing an orange shirt and black pants. Very appropriate. We headed out, and very surprisingly, we found a parking space right on Derby Street without any trouble. Close enough to the festivities, but we had to walk a little. I said right away, "That's weird. On Halloween?" And we thought, well, maybe we were lucky. As we began our night walking around Pickering Wharf, we saw a few costumed people right away, but not many. It was quiet. There was a little bit of music, maybe one person walked by with balloons, but they weren't loud. We could talk a lot, and when we decided to sit and have something to eat, we had no problem, no waiting. A nice, cozy corner table at the Mercy Cavern. We said to each other, well, maybe it's because it's Pickering Wharf and people are all the way down the Commons near the hotel. So we looked around. The restaurant wasn't packed. There was people in it, but it wasn't too busy. We were in the most haunted part of Salem. The tavern, which was once a brothel, has a ghostly reputation. But we talked, we got to know each other. And we said, this is very strange. In Salem, it's so quiet. But the quiet was great for us. We could talk and walk and get to know each other. So we finished eating and we went further down into the city and we passed the Hawthorne Hotel. There was a couple of people in there having drinks. And into the Commons. Again, people walked by, but not crowds. You could almost hear the wind blow. Looking back, the city seemed to have stood still for us that night. We still say that it was the weirdest Halloween night we ever had. You could almost feel electricity in the air. Time seemed to have stood still. Voices around us were hushed. It was far from the crazy scene we think of as the usual Halloween in Salem, Mass. We've been back a few times. It's not like this. I couldn't even tell you what the waitress said to us. The only person who talked to us that night, besides each other. In fact, we walked past the Witch Museum back to the car, and we saw only a few people. I have to tell you, it wasn't because it was freezing cold. It wasn't because it was rainy or windy. It was October, but it was a beautiful night. Clear. Quiet. We weren't too early. We ate like at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. It wasn't too late either. We were done about 1, 12 or 1 o'clock. It was Saturday night, Halloween night. Eerie. Where were the people? Where were the revelers, the music on the streets, the loud crowds, the obnoxious, masked up college kids? How was it even possible that the streets were quiet on Halloween, pre-COVID? Everything was decorated. It was decorated for Halloween. There was, like I said, balloon people walking by. Did we experience a time slip? Did the world stop so that we could get to know one another? Let me know what you think in the comments. Once a week, Sharp Edges presents inexplicable true stories. Sharp Edges are stories that make us question what we think we see. Do sharp edges exist between what we perceive and reality? Or are those boundaries blurred? If you like paranormal true stories as much as I do, subscribe. Hit the notification and the like button and share. And until next time, look out for those sharp edges.